Tensions are rising once again in the Middle East as Iran considers proposing an interim nuclear agreement with the United States, a temporary arrangement to ease pressure and buy time before negotiating a broader, long-term deal. According to European diplomatic sources, Iran believes it's unrealistic to reach a full, technical agreement within President Trump's 2-month deadline. Instead, they're seeking what they call a way station, a smaller deal that would pause certain nuclear activities and allow for deeper talks later. The backdrop is growing more volatile. President Trump has ordered a significant U.S. military buildup in the region, signaling that force remains an option if diplomacy fails. Sources say that if no deal is reached soon, a military strike on Iran's nuclear facilities, or U.S. support for an Israeli strike, could be on the table. Ali Vaiz, director of the Iran project at the International Crisis Group, says Iran sees an interim deal as the only realistic path forward, given the compressed timeline. He adds that a durable agreement is unlikely to be reached under current conditions. Details of a potential interim agreement are emerging. Iran may agree to suspend certain uranium enrichment efforts, dilute its highly enriched uranium stockpiles, and allow greater access for UN nuclear inspectors. In return, Iran would likely demand some form of relief from the United States, including suspending new economic sanctions tied to Trump's maximum pressure campaign. But the response from Washington remains uncertain. Just this week, the Trump administration imposed 2 new rounds of sanctions on Iranian individuals and companies linked to its nuclear and oil sectors. Experts say that any interim deal would only slightly extend the timeline for Iran to potentially develop a nuclear weapon, but it could serve as a confidence-building step toward a broader agreement. Still, skepticism runs deep. There are fears inside the Trump administration that Iran may be stalling for time, using diplomacy as cover while continuing elements of its nuclear program behind the scenes. The 2015 nuclear deal's snapback mechanism, which triggers international sanctions if Iran violates the agreement, is also set to expire in October. France, Germany, and the UK have warned Iran that if no deal is reached by June, they'll trigger the snapback clause unilaterally. Talks are set to continue in Oman this weekend. U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff will meet with Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi, though Iran insists the negotiations will be conducted via Omani mediators, not directly. President Trump, meanwhile, is leaving the door open, but only slightly. He told reporters this week, "There's a little time, but not much." He added, "If it requires military, we're going to have military. Israel will obviously be involved, maybe even lead it." On the Iranian side, tensions are also flaring. A top advisor to Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei warned that continued threats could force Iran to take deterrent measures, including removing nuclear inspectors and relocating enriched uranium to secret locations. As both sides dig in, the world is once again watching the U.S. and Iran inch toward a dangerous crossroads, one where diplomacy may quickly give way to conflict. Follow for more high-stakes international updates, fast, factual, and fearless.